Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Let's Talk About It.
Hey, welcome to Let's Talk About It.
Oh, you wanna talk? Okay then. Baby, just say that I'm too drunk.
Welcome.
Welcome back, everyone.
This is episode 2 of season 2 of Let's Talk About It.
Yes.
We are so excited. This is going to be such an amazing episode. I'm actually really excited.
Well, we had a little treat for you. Our very first special guest of season 2 of Let's Talk About It.
Yeah.
So we will let her introduce herself, and then we'll give you, a little bit of background information, and then we'll get started in today's topic. We have a really fun one for you today.
Yeah, very exciting.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. My name is Rheign. I'm these lovely ladies' roommates.
Oh,
yeah. A little bit of background about me. I'm a third-year Mac student, 20 years old, studying social psychology and minoring in mental health, addictions, and society. Mm-hmm. A little fun fact about me, or a few fun facts about me, I should say, are that I went to French school basically all my life.
Frenchy, bro.
Yes, unfortunately.
Say something in French.
No,
Speaking French for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, please. We'll have subtitles.
I do speak fluent, but I'm not going to do that.
I actually do cuss a little.
Do you?
Also, yeah.
What's your
Why not? No, I'm kidding.
Sort of like along the lines of what my program is, studying social psychology. I'm an aspiring child psychotherapist, so hoping to basically work with kids for the rest of my life and help them find themselves. And yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be beautiful.
And then last little thing about me that I think is quite exciting is that I am the new co-choreographer for this year's social sciences.
Yes!
Shout out Triple S.
Shout out Triple S. Yes.
This is the dream.
The dream team. And you're probably like, wow, look at nepotism work. And honestly,
We
yeah.
applied fair and square.
They did.
We were blinded.
Yeah, it was blinded, if anyone knows what that means. Like, trust me, the process was very, very, ethical, but also, you were some of the only people who applied for the position anyway.
Well,
so,
And I have the experience.
And she does.
Yes.
Oh, they're both dancers.
Yes.
Which is gonna...
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
In the guests we've had in the past, we always do a little rundown, how exactly we know them.
Yes.
So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to just do a little 1 minute, little rundown on how we met Rheign here. So Rheign and I actually first met at Mac Rec Dance, which is McMaster's recreational dance team. Which was interesting.
Yeah, an experience to say the least.
An experience. Sick.
In us saying that was the only year we did it.
Yeah.
So.
First year, one and done.
One and done.
But we had met at auditions, and it was for hip hop. And honestly, I don't even know how we started talking, but I was like, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you were like, I guess she's fine. And then
I guess she's fine.
we were like, let's put our names down so that we're on the same team. And then, we got to dance together for the year. And it was very fun, very exciting.
Cool. Yeah.
It was...
Bonding experience.
You bond
Trauma
through
bonding.
hard times.
Yeah. They're trauma bonded.
It wasn't that bad.
No,
Our
it
dance
wasn't.
was good, but...
They did phenomenal. Personally, I watched them and they
Thank you for
killed
sitting
that.
through that. That's very nice.
7 hours and wow,
show.
wow, it was
7 hours.
How long was it?
It was like 3 hours.
It was like 3. Yeah, well, there was intermissions and...
it was long.
It was
Well, because I've never watched dancing shows, so it was long for me. But I loved it. Yeah. The songs, honestly, I was vibing with the songs. I was like, ooh.
There were some good song choices.
Yes, there were.
variety.
And then obviously through Raquel, I met Rheign, and we obviously all three of us started hanging out throughout first year, which was wonderful. And then we obviously lived together with our other roommate Sam, who was on season 1.
Yes, if you remember our McMaster episode,
Yes,
she was present for that. Our little engineer.
Yes, our really lovely Sam. And so we lived with her last year, but now all 4 of us live together with Miss Rheign. She's our team. So we live with Rheign, and obviously we have a few other roommates, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
I love living with you
Super
guys.
great.
Sisterhood.
It is a sisterhood.
And that's what we're here to talk to you guys about today.
We are.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect segue into our topic for this episode, which is navigating friendships in your 20s.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. You see a rainbow of friendship. Funny as hell.
It's listen, if you watched a lot of our episodes in season 1, especially our one with the boys, Zayd and Noor, I know that one was viewed a little bit more, but we talked a lot about relationships, navigating that as you're getting older, things like that. But This year, the three of us turned 20 years old. And, it's just been something in our household conversations about, what looks different in a lot of the friendships that you're having now. What are the differences, when you're in high school and then you're kind of growing up and trying to figure out, hey, like, is it normal that my friend group is decreasing? Am I supposed to be making more friends because I'm away? Things like that. So we just have a lot of little subtopics that relate to, friendships and navigating that process. And we thought we'd give you our insight.
Our insight. And I think also, like, you're probably like, okay, like, obviously, like, yeah, this is your podcast. You can talk about whatever you want, but we don't come without knowledge and experience.
Oh, yeah.
I think something that's really, like, I feel like that is just good to know. So you don't think that we're just, like, posing here, like we're posing or something. Who cares? But, like, I think all of us have gone through very transformative, like, friendship experiences, at least recently. Like, Raquel and I both have gone through very similar, honestly, friendship experiences over the summer. Rheign, honestly, she's been like our one friend who we go to a lot for friendship advice.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Been through it all.
She's been through it all. So knowledge, honestly, wealth of wisdom. So I feel like honesty now is probably one of the best times for all three of us to be able to kind of sit here and talk about what it's like, because it really is. It's a very different process when you're entering your 20s.
Yeah.
Especially even when you're leaving like your teens. It's very interesting.
It is.
Emerging adulthood.
Exactly. Yeah. And honestly, like, I know we're a political-based podcast, but if you are, new here, obviously for season 2, we always try to have, a couple, like, non-political, more lifestyle, or if it's school-related, things like that, like, based episodes. So, we're just here today to be a friend to you as well. Give you, some advice. We have a segment where we're going to be answering a few of your questions and some situations and give our insight on that. So, yeah, it'll be a lighthearted episode. We'll have our fun favorite guest on. I'm so excited! Yay! It'll be a good time.
No, it will be. Yeah. So why don't we just jump straight in? And so we're gonna this kind of section of the episode. It's talking about friendship changes in our 20s. So maybe let's first talk about like entering university, like friendships in university, and the difference between high school friendships versus university friendships. Yeah. Would anyone like to start? Would you guys like me to start?
I think the host should start.
Why would you make that noise?
It wasn't that bad. It's fine. Well, I mean, you know what? Why don't I go first?
Yeah, please.
And so like, so when it comes down to friendships, like in university, I definitely would say like it is a bit of an interesting experience, at least from my perspective, like to kind of give a little bit of context. Like, and leaving high school, I had like a small group of friends, right, who like I knew, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna probably be speaking to these people for the next little bit. High school me, like I had friends, I was friendly with everyone, I kind of got along with everyone, but like that was just about it. Like these were just people I saw in my school, like nothing else. And also like I was very tired of my high school by the time that I left. So no, I was. And so but like for me, I was like, I was okay with like leaving a lot of like those people behind and just kind of moving on. So then going into university, like meeting friends wasn't like incredibly difficult. But I think the one thing about me and this, like, we're all very different, like types of like individuals. Like, like how some people are introverts, extroverts, ambiverts. I would probably say like I'm at most an ambivert, which is like I'm extroverted, but I'm also introverted. And so coming into university, obviously, like, welcome week, meeting so many different people throughout the first few months, whatever. But obviously, as time went on, I just kind of, like, encroached on myself. And, like, I kind of was just, like, I feel like that kind of was to my detriment. I was kind of, like, it was hard for me to leave the area or the circle of people that I was in for a little bit until I was kind of like, I really need to like kind of like branch out and like keep meeting new people because that's the whole point of university. And so I definitely think it's not difficult to make friends in university or whatever. It really depends on the kind of like person that you are. Yeah. And I also think it depends on the kind of school you go to. Yeah. I think Mac is really nice in the fact that like there are a lot of different people here, but meeting those people can depending on who you are be a little difficult sometimes. Yeah. What are some of your thoughts? What about you guys?
I would say that personally, the transition from high school to university was a bit difficult. Living off campus first year is just like, it's definitely a more specific experience. And I lived further from campus than the average individual. So I had to bus like 15 minutes. Yeah. So just having that physical distance I wasn't super inclined on staying on campus, joining clubs, like doing things like that. Like I pushed myself to do Mac Dance Rec.
Yeah.
But other than that, I wasn't involved in anything else.
Yeah.
And I did go through a lot of like friendship transitions once I graduated high school and like near the end of high school. So just kind of navigating, okay, I'm in a different space. The people that were in my life at one point are no longer in my life. So just trying to like navigate, okay, how am I going to meet new people? How do I want to kind of present myself? And not necessarily like changing who I am, but just like, obviously this is a new situation for me. I'm able to kind of be maybe a person that I didn't get to be when I was in high school because I'm 18 now. I live in a new city. Like everything is new. But I think that obviously once you find the people that really make your experience that much better, which these two ladies have been, I'm grateful for my friendship with them. Oh my gosh.
English. Literally, please.
But when you find your people, like you feel like so much more at ease. It makes the experience that much better. And this year living with them like truly has been a blessing. Just being close to people that love me. Oh my gosh.
Stop.
It's people that love us.
No. Stop.
Shout out to all the haters.
Yeah, Loki. Yeah. I mean, I would say that I probably had like I have an answer that's probably similar to both of like what you both are saying. I think for me coming out of high school, I didn't have the greatest like grade 12 year in high school. I never really had a group like Sophie had. Like and I've said this on the podcast before, and I always sound like such a moron when I say it, but I was more of like a floater. Like, did y'all watch Big Brother? Like,
no, but floaters make sense. Yeah,
I know. Like, I was a floater. Like, I was just like I had my hands in different honey pots.
Yeah,
like I was just like doing my own thing, whatever it was, and I had gone through kind of just a shitty situation in grade 12 where I had left the school being like, okay, don't really think that a lot of these people are people that are going to be in my life after graduation. So for me, I was really excited to get into university and make friends and do that. And my experience was like right away a big friend group that I had never experienced before. And obviously I was very grateful to have, know people. And we had the group, but I was also meeting people like Rheign. I had a couple people I had met on like random bus rides or this or that. And it was great. Like I was surrounded by a lot of love and a lot of people in my first year. That was great. But for me, it was a different experience because I was like, I've never been surrounded by this type of people, like these types of people before. And I think I obviously we'll get into it a lot more like when we talk about everything else, but being able to like look at yourself and be like, who am I in relation to these other people that I'm being surrounded with now? How are these friendships impacting my life, my university experience, what my decision making is and things like that. And, obviously it's one thing to go into university and not be able to make friends and, struggle that way. But I think there is also something to be said about getting thrown into university and being put into a situation where you're like, I also don't know what I'm doing and I don't know who these people are. And I know like you guys have seen my boyfriend Kyle in season 1, and that was something he always said to me. He was like, Raquel, you don't know these people. And I was like, yeah, I do. It's been like a month. And then we had like some of the craziest individuals literally come out of like first year and second year where I was just like, yeah, you know what? I don't know all these people. Like this is a great point. So I don't know. Like it was definitely an interesting situation and something that I would have appreciated maybe some like a helping hand. It's like a lot to navigate.
No, it is a lot to navigate. And I think like you both bring up like a really great point. Like when it comes down to like coming into university, like it's almost like canon, like, it's canon events. Like you experience a lot of canon events within like the friends specifically that you meet in university, because obviously like at this point, especially if you're in university, you probably already know, like, you go through your high school canon events, there's always, like, a friend group fallout, there's always, or someone you're really close to that you fall out with in high school, whatever, like, those events, whatever. But when you come to university, it's, like, a different level of, like, experience, right? Yeah. Like, you almost lose yourself to find yourself again.
Yeah.
And, I oh my God, I resonate with that, like, so much, because, like, first year was, like Raquel said, it was a bit of a whirlwind, because, like, you almost out of, like, instinct, like, connect and like stick by the people that you kind of meet very early on.
Yeah.
And like it's almost hard to shake them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and so like when you do get to the point because everyone knows, like especially when you get a really, really big friend group, like especially like at the very start, whether it be welcome week or within the first month, everyone knows that friend group always ends up dissipating. No one believes it. Like you're always kind of like, no, like
These are the people I'm going to sign a lease with.
no,
for next
literally,
year.
I'm gonna live with for the next 4 years, and it's like I trust me, like 90 to 95% of the time, like parts of it at least end up breaking off, and like we had that experience. Like, I mean, thank goodness we knew we weren't gonna sign leases with those people.
Yeah.
But like it's really interesting because, and I don't know, like I love first year for all of its funny moments. Honestly, I think about it all the time, but it really I feel like it almost changed my brain chemistry, and I kind of not view people differently in like a bad way, but like it almost like made me like wake up and grow up and go, okay, like when it comes down to your friendships, when it comes down to the people that you surround yourself with, you need to be a little diligent with who you choose to put your energy into, because when you pour your energy into the wrong people or the people who are toxic or negative or maybe they're bad influences, it can be really detrimental to you.
Yeah, 1,000%.
2 cents.
Who you surround yourself with.
Oh,
always.
100%.
100%. Yeah, I would say like the thing is like when you're coming out of high school and you're entering these like 18, 19, 20-year-old like these type like numbers in your age and things like that. You know what I mean? Numbers. You have to acknowledge that you are in, to a certain degree, like a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And I think Sophie and I were very lucky. We came into university and we had each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always something that I was very lucky to have. Obviously, our other roommate, Sam, we also knew from high school. And there was a few other people who I'm like, I knew like Paige, things like that. So I was like, I know that you guys are someone that I can fall back onto. But a lot of the time, and I know like I won't speak for you, Rheign, but I know like there wasn't probably like a person.
There was.
Oh, but she's gonna get into that later.
We'll return.
We'll return. But
Yeah, fair.
most of the time, like, and this is more so speaking to, the viewers and things like that, like, if you're in that transition period where you're in your first year, you're coming out of high school, you're entering school for the first time, like, it is not unusual to be put in like this kind of vulnerable state where you can be subject to be put into situations that may not be great for you, or you're in a situation where it is just more difficult to make friends or do things like that. All this to say that it's a very normal thing that happens, and the next thing that I kind of wanted to talk about as well is another very like normal process that's going to happen because. As we've mentioned, like you will find your people when you're in university. You will find the people that you're supposed to be around. Even if you're not in university, you're just reaching, your 20s. But I have to say that, like, my father, I have to just say that. Glenn, shout out. Has always said this to me, and I think it gave me a lot of peace of mind when it comes to navigating friendships and things like that. Yeah. That at this point in your life, there is a friendship recession, okay? Like, I'm sorry. Like, and it's not something to be, worried about. My dad always described it. I'm going to show you what my father would do to me at, probably the age of, 15. And he was like, okay, your friend group's like this, and as you get older, it just goes like this, and he goes, maybe it gets bigger here, and then it goes back like that, da, 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 da. And it wasn't something that he said to scare me. It wasn't something that he told me to be like, be prepared, you're going to lose all your friends. Mm-hmm. But just to let you know that, when you reach these ages, and I think 20 is definitely, the age where you start to see that kind of, fall off of friendships. Yeah. It is not so much a negative thing, but rather you yourself growing into who you're going to become for the rest of your life and seeing what people fit into your life at that point in time. Yeah. And not feeling like you have to hang on to people that may not serve you and may not serve the version of yourself that you're hoping to become.
Speak on it.
So, I just I kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts. When you're talking about this idea of friendship recession, you're going into your 20s. Obviously, we've experienced a lot of friendship breakups or tensions or things like that. But especially moving into, the next few years of our life, how are you coping?
Guys.
How do you feel about that kind of thing? What would you suggest for people who may be going through the same thing?
Yeah, this is a great question. Why don't you go first?
Yes. Yeah. So, friendship recession. I think that that's something that is very unexpected for people, depending on what you experienced in your teens. I obviously, based on sort of the social institutions that you find yourself within, always dictate the amount of people that you are going to be surrounded by, and the school environment is always going to be like you are with people 24/7.
Yeah.
So you are bound to make friends. I think high school, obviously, because it's such a smaller environment, obviously there are high schools that are big, have 1,000 to 2,500 people, but still you have the same classes with people. You typically see the same people at lunch, like whatever. There's that familiarity. When you come to university, it's a bigger environment. Programs are larger. Even if you are in, let's say, like a program like ours where it's limited, still at least 100 people or nearing 100 people. So it's difficult to kind of navigate finding people that kind of match you the best or, whatever that may be. So I think that when you kind of notice these changes in you as an individual, it's difficult to hang on to the friendships that you had before because I think, especially coming into your 20s, realize just how different your lives are from the people that you once knew. And I think that especially makes it even more difficult to get along with them because it's like, you're doing this, I'm doing this. How are we supposed to kind of connect? We don't have much to connect on. Yeah. And coming here, obviously you can find people that, are on the similar path as you, but obviously personality at the end of the day is a big thing. So I think it's just when you are at this age, you let go of people that you once knew who don't match you now. Yeah. And it's a lot hard. You have to put in a lot more effort the older that you get to actually make friends. That's always how it is. And I think we low-key live in an age where people don't want to do that. No. They don't want to put in the effort to make friends. And that's fine. That's fine. But you kind of have to know how to balance, okay, you may start to lose friends as you get older. You're venturing into different parts of your life. So just remembering that, to hold on to people, you have to put in that effort. To make new friends, to meet new people, you have to put in that effort. You have to try and join different clubs. You have to, try and meet people at work, meet people in class. Like it's just, a lot of the responsibility falls on the individual. Yeah. And I think that's where people struggle because being in high school or being in just school in general, in that kind of school environment, you're so forced to interact with other people that your age, similar interests. So
you're seeing the same people daily for 8 hours. Like it's almost you have to.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so leaving that is very difficult if you were never the person that maybe put yourself out there in that kind of respect. Yeah. But I think it's really something that you kind of have to you have to self-evaluate and know, okay, how am I going to go forward knowing that I'm no longer in an environment where I'm with the same people every day. Yeah. And how am I going to handle no longer aligning with people that once were such a important part of my life.
No, that's that's actually so beautiful.
Like other than you, so because we sit down and make our schedules together because we're in the same program. Yeah, I have one other person who I just happen to see all the time, and that's because we're doing the same program, same specialization, in the same minor. One person, and we barely like each other. But I'm like, like we're buddies. But I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like. Whatever. Yeah. But I'm like, other than him. Friends. Yeah, we're friends, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, other than him, I'm like, these people in my class, I see them around, but I'm like, you bring up a great point. I'm like, you don't see these people often unless you already have a pre-established relationship where you're, hey, let's do our electives together, or let's do this together, things like that. So,
and you know what? Like, now that we're because we're on the topic of like friendship recession, like my mom. Oh, bless her. Love you, mommy.
Love you, Prosper.
Love you, mom. She honestly has a very similar understanding of friendship recessions like your father, right? Like because my mom talks to me sometimes it's really funny because she kind of synonymizes it with with dating. Like she'll just be like she's like, maybe because she actually said to me, she said straight up, maybe because I'm so much older than you and I've lived through life, I've seen people come and go, it doesn't matter. So with her, she's a very same motto when it comes down to dating. She's like, you're gonna friends come and go just like boyfriends will come and go. So it's in her head it's you, and it's you need to have them come and go because that's how you end up whittling away the people who like Raquel said no longer serve you. And so like whenever I go to my mom about friendship advice and I talk to her about things, she looks at me, she's always just like, Sophie, like why do you care so much?
She's like, relax.
She's actually like, relax. Especially this summer, she's like, Sophie, relax. And I was like, but mom, like losing friends who like I've had for a long time, losing people who like I like you're going, it almost is sometimes like a breakup. They call them friendship breakups, but like you're talking to someone daily or very frequently, like you would a partner, and then it's like they go, and then you're like, wait, what? And so, but she's always like, listen, like that's the whole point of life, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so normal for either you and your friends to outgrow each other. It's normal for you to go, you know what, you guys just don't align anymore.
Yeah.
And it happens. And the thing is that not everyone, especially as they get older, are destined to have big friend groups, or maybe it's the kind of thing where it's like you're in a friend group where you're all in the same social circles and you see each other once a year, once every 2 years, once every 5 years. Then it's like, we're only seeing each other on milestones like weddings, baby showers, things like that. And so like that happens, but even when that occurs, you'll still look at yourself and you'll go, well, the people that I only talk to on a daily basis are like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, or whatever it is. And so it's very normal. It can be very hard, but I think there is something very beautiful though in that, because the thing that people I think sometimes don't realize, especially with friendship recessions, is that like the time that you've given to people maybe who weren't deserving of it or whatever, you get to then reinvest into yourself. And that's...
Or into the friendships that you do have who are going to serve you.
Exactly. And so don't be afraid of like whittling away at those people who maybe no longer align with you, or whittling away at people who like, listen, we grew apart and that's totally okay. Because there are so many more people to find and to love and to meet and whatever. And I personally am a proprietor of like when it comes down to very, very close people who you share every single aspect of your life with, I always say keep it small. I think that should be limited in and of itself. Like you shouldn't be telling like everybody personal things about yourself. I think only a few people should be trusted with that information. And then everyone else, you're cool with, you're friendly with. Hey, you know what? I'm back in town. Do you want to catch up? And then I'll see you again in a year. Or hey, like, you know what? Like there's this event going on. Like maybe I'll catch you there. Things like that. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's my thing with friendship recession. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to bring up a point that was kind of said earlier. We didn't use the exact terminology, but I'm just going to say it because it connects to what we were talking about with like having, those friendships who maybe aren't as beneficial, I guess, to your life, and be able to navigate through that. And, I know something that at least the three of us had talked about, just over the 3 years of us being friends, is this idea of like low maintenance and being able to.
Oh hell no! Hell no!
Sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
Navigating through those and
hate.
And I guess it's different because in the age of social media and the age of self-help and putting yourself first and things like that. And listen, I'm not gonna say wow the noises. I'm not gonna say we can't.
I'm annoyed.
You cannot put yourself first or things like that. We are gonna talk extensively about how important it is to have your own mental health be a priority for yourself and things like that.
Yes.
However, comma. And I know that was not correct grammar, but it's fine.
That's what we say.
Low maintenance friendships, and in the sense of like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I might let Rheign describe it.
I have a lot of thoughts, but I want Rheign to go first.
Okay. Let me shut up.
No.
Low maintenance friendships. Talk about it, bro. No, please.
Let's talk about it.
Because I know there's many opinions. We gotta keep this stuff rolling. So let's keep going.
This is like low-key my specialty because I'm just like, this is I believe the concept of low maintenance friendships is propaganda. It's nonsense.
It is propaganda.
It's I don't know if this is our way as a society to distance ourselves. Like as humans, we are social beings. And I feel like we often forget that. How are you going to come on social media and talk about how you're a low-maintenance friend and how you don't like to talk to people, but you're literally posting on TikTok?
No,
bro,
literally.
that doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
Okay? So if you want to have social relationships with other people from a distance, that's your business. Yeah. But I I strongly believe that you have different friends for different things. Yeah, obviously. Like, at the end of the day, you have your close friends that you speak to, you talk to every single day, you go to with your problems, but you have some friends that are school friends, going out friends, like friends that you see once in a while, you know, when you go back home, whatever. But I think that at the end of the day, friendship, social interaction in general, but especially friendship, is about reciprocity.
Yeah, it is.
And I can't give and you don't give anything back to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense. And, you know, obviously we can get into the more nuanced conversation regarding mental illness, mental health, whatever. And that's another branch of its own. But I think just like overarchingly, when you like took, that's why I personally don't throw around the word friend loosely. If I haven't spoken to you, or if I know that there's a level of uncertainty within our relationship, or I haven't spoken to you for an extended period of time, I'm not going to call you my friend.
No.
I don't care how long we were friends.
Yeah.
I think it's
Valid.
I know what I value from people in my life, and I know what I value from the friends that I choose to have. So when I feel like I'm doing more and you're doing nothing, or like just to kind of excuse your behavior and you don't text, like when people don't text back, they take long to get back to me. You know, I try to reach out, or like it's just when there's those kinds of like discrepancies, I guess.
Yeah.
I personally don't value that. And this is kind of stupid to bring up, but like you can't text me back, but you can text that man back.
Sativa or indica, it don't matter what the strand. The worst drug of all, the addiction to a man.
Don't piss me off.
No, actually, don't play with me. Don't play with me right now. No, don't play with me.
I'm going to call you out on
No,
that.
100%.
Yeah.
Because, like...
What are you doing?
No, seriously.
No, actually, what are you doing? I hope I'm not cutting you off.
No.
I really listen. I am so fed up with this whole internet thing of like low maintenance, whatever. Because the thing is that I really do believe in protecting your peace. But I think some of the wrong people are getting on the internet and preaching about protecting their peace when all they do is protect their peace in a very selfish manner. I think all three of us come from backgrounds where we are givers. We give. All of us, I think, love with our entire beings and our entire souls. And like, obviously I'm going to speak for myself, but like I give so much. And I think I pour all of myself into a lot of my close friendships. I don't, obviously everyone knows, like I don't have a partner. So obviously all that extra space of love that I would, let's say I would reserve for a boyfriend or whatever, they go to my friends because I have it. Like where else would it go? Do you know what I mean? And so like, I, like, especially recently have just dealt with some of the most selfish individuals, like genuinely selfish individuals that I like had at first thought that these people were like my best friends. They were some of my closest friends. But then like once exiting those friendships, I went, oh my God, they were so selfish. Because how many times are you going to say, well, this is a boundary, this is boundaries, and you know, I need to step away to protect my peace and blah 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 blah. Listen, I think when you are a giver and you give too much of yourself, please protect your peace. Like that's something I should have done from the get-go, because I gave too much to people who were selfish and just were leeches and sucked it out. It's true. But the thing is that this whole idea of I I'm gonna just say the sentence because it's what I saw on TikTok and it made me sick. People want a village without being a villager.
Yeah.
And it is sick.
Yeah.
It is sick. You want all these people around you supporting you, emotionally supporting you, lifting you up when you're down. But then when it comes down to you coming back to them, giving them the same things back, whatever, all of a sudden it's, oh, well, I can't, or, oh, I'm not in a good mental space, or oh,
it's the bare
minimum.
Yeah.
Like, it is sick to me. And I'm just like, listen, like, when it comes, I don't believe in low maintenance friends. I pray to God I don't experience another one, or I don't experience any. Like, it's not very nice, especially as people who like do give. And it's not to say, listen, like I believe friendships in and of themselves should be low maintenance in the sense that like I don't think you guys should be like bickering like an angry couple all the time. And you should be arguing all the time. But at the same time, like friendships, just like any other relational experience you'll have, whether it be your partner, your family, your mom, your dad, your siblings, they take work and effort to be able to uphold them. If you're not, there are things like maintaining respect, maintaining things in your relationship, because like if you're not pouring into them and actually keeping them up and maintaining them, they're gonna crumble. Yeah. So like this idea that like, well, like, oh, if me and a person have an argument, then like we're done, or like if you know, if my friend pisses me off, then I don't want to be friends with this person or whatever. It's like that, like that's like life. Actually, you're always going to have, whether it be arguments, disagreements, frustrations, but it's the health of that relationship is dependent on how you two as people connect and engage with each other. Yeah. So for example, like if you know, if I had an argument, if I had a disagreement with you, like the reason why me and you are friends is because I can go to you and I can go, hey, there was this issue. We can talk about it. We can apologize, take accountability, and move on. Yeah. Oh my God. Simple and done.
Yeah. I would say that the only thing I would have to say, like in addition to what you guys have brought up about this idea of low maintenance friendships specifically, is that I think there is a key difference in like, okay, you have two people, like some of my best friends, people that I've known forever, like I have like Maya, Kayla, stuff like this, where I'm like, consider you my best friend forever. We don't talk that much. That to me, but in those kind of situations, that's not what I think either of us or any of us are like calling out. Yeah. Like having friendships where there is a little bit of distance, but you know, you're talking when there's something very, very important, or you're checking in every now and then. When you do see each other, it's great. You know, like it's like you've never left. There's a difference between those kinds of relationships versus having like a one-sided low maintenance friendship where you are constantly reaching out and it's like, why aren't they answering me? And listen, I have been guilty of this, and I know we said we're not getting into the mental health and things like that. That's a completely different subsect of it, so I won't dive into that. But when, you know, especially in your 20s and stuff like this, where you feel like you almost are having to put so much extra effort in to maintain friendships that have been around for so long, and they're not answering, or, you know, they're posting online, or they're doing this, or they're texting their man, or they're doing whatever it is, when, you know, they're not giving you even like a grain back of what you're trying to give to them. I think that's where I'm it's like, frustrating. There's got to be a line. And some of my even like really, really good friends here at Mac and stuff like that, where I'm like, okay, like, it gets to a point, like I'm annoyed now. Like I just know I can't call you. I know I can't text you and expect a response within the week and things like that. Yeah. And I think, you know, those kinds of situations, you have to reevaluate and be like, okay, like, are these people that are going to be like super, super like, you know, pertinent in the rest of my life and time here?
Yeah, so, I agree. This is great though. I if you guys are okay, because I think obviously I think aspects of this are going to pop up a little bit later, but I think this would be a really nice segue just because you've brought up like maybe you pour into like your relationship versus your friends. I think it's a really nice segue into the balancing out friendships versus relationships. It's something that we've talked about like kind of before, but we're going to kind of give you the opposite perspective, because we talked about it in terms of maintaining your relationship and balancing that and your partner with your friends. Now we're going to talk about balancing your friends with your partner. Yeah. And so, like, I want to kind of give you guys the space because obviously, again, we know I'm not in a relationship. So you two lovely ladies are. So what is the balance between that? What are some things that you guys do to keep that balance good?
Yeah.
Even if it's just like one thing.
Well, to give some background, because obviously this is my first time on the show. But I have been with my boyfriend since I was in high school. So we are coming up on our 4-year anniversary in the new year.
Yes.
So
very exciting.
Beautiful long-term relationship that I've been able to have. And I think that obviously because I started dating him in my teens, like we were in high school and we were friends beforehand. So I had a different approach to balancing the friends and like the relationship because we also had so many mutual friends. Yeah. So I was more comfortable in spending time with him alongside with spending time with my friends. I did have like struggles where I noticed, and like thinking back now, I don't know if it was a thing of like my friends saw that I was in a relationship and they felt like they needed to pull back and give me space. I think I did a really good job at spending time with him and spending time with my friends, either seeing them at school or trying to make plans with them outside of school, but I feel like I did a good job at that. Yeah. I don't know if people maybe just in their own head kind of decided, okay, well, she's in a relationship now, so I'm just going to give her that space. Yeah. So that was one thing, but that was mainly in high school, whatever. I kind of moved on from that. I think now because, most of my friends are at school with me, and
Yeah.
I don't live with my boyfriend. I live at school, and then he lives, at his place. So obviously, I just see the people that I'm surrounded with most. So I live with you guys, so I see you guys every day. Or like my friends in my program, I see them because they're in my classes. So I know that, like, regardless if I want to or not, I'm gonna see my friends. So I think for me, I've kind of come to a point where, like, I know that it's a little bit more natural in seeing my friends, and because there's a slight distance between me and my boyfriend, I just have to, I wouldn't even say fit it in, but it's just, I know that it's less natural because I don't see him. So it's just like, I know that, okay, I can have my time with my friends and that'll come and it'll be fine. And then, when that's over, when that's done, then I now have time to dedicate to my relationship. Yeah. I think that it's just about kind of knowing where your priorities are, and then also having those types of conversations with your friends. Like, I feel like we've spoken about, okay, where do we then put our relationship forward, or where do we put our friendship forward? And I think overall, like, my personal opinion is that when you are in a committed relationship, especially going into adulthood, you're trying to build a life with this individual. Like, this is no longer, this is not play. Like, I'm trying to build a life. I'm trying to build a life with you. So I know that I have to do what's necessary on my side to make sure that I prioritize my relationship. I try my best to make it work. So I think that there comes a point in your life where kind of your relationship takes a little bit more of weight compared to your friendships. But it doesn't mean that you have to forget about the individuals that still made sure to show that they care about you, to be there for you. Because at the end of the day, relationship or friendship, they're both people that love you, that care for you, and that have made that known. Yeah. So I think that's where people kind of lose it, is just thinking that, okay, well, I'm in a relationship now, so I don't got to worry about anybody else. But these are still relationships that you took time building. Yeah. So
it's a great point.
Yeah, it's just, it's making sure that you are aware of that. And I think that's where some people lack awareness. And
no, it's true. It's true. 100% it's true.
Yeah.
They lack 100. No, they do.
Unfortunately, like, it's, and, you could say that about people that are low maintenance friends. Like, getting into a relationship as a low maintenance person, like,
you'll never see them again.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's
say sayonara.
It's done.
So, it's just about taking that personal responsibility. But
for sure. Yeah. I mean, when I first look at just the concept of balancing these things, I don't want to toot my own horn, but
toot. That's how tooting.
Sorry, but as you guys know, I have also been in a long-term relationship. We're over 4 years now, so coming up on 5 in the new year. But gapped you. Sorry, 1 year longer.
I guess.
Sorry.
I guess.
But the thing is, for me, and obviously this comes from being in a relationship in high school and things like that as well. But being able to balance friendships and your relationship, in my personal opinion, is not a difficult thing if you care and love about your friends and you care and love your partner. Yep. And for me, and I know I did it a lot differently than other people would. I don't expect everyone to be able to do this, but even in high school, I had people come up to me in grade 12 and be like, I've known you and Kyle have been together since grade 10, but we've never seen you guys together. I don't expect y'all to do that, but for me, I witnessed a lot of relationships. A lot of my friends lose themselves in their relationships where nobody saw them switching into classes so that their whole days were just revolved around their boyfriend, changing schools, stuff like that. So for me, I was I cannot let myself get into this position because I've been burned so many times by my friends losing themselves in their relationships that I was able to create such a distance where I was I have my friends, I have my relationship, I can move through life with both of those things without them, overarching on each other. Obviously, coming into your 20s, it's a different process, especially when it's long distance and, you have to make sure that your partner and your friends can integrate themselves properly, especially with my roommates. I need to make sure that my boyfriend gets along with them because he's going to be in their space, stuff like that. So for me, my biggest gripe when it comes to this balance is when I see people in their 20s, whatever it is, being so unable to balance this. And I'm just I've been there. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Just spend time with both people equally. Yeah. And I can assure you, as someone who's been in almost a 5-year-long relationship, that it will not harm you to spend time outside of your relationship with other people who matter and care to you,
100%.
or that you care about and stuff like that. Because I'm just like,
It's sick.
if you give 100% of yourself to your partner, and obviously you are completely right in saying that, you know, when you're getting older, there is a little bit of priority because you're looking into, you know, creating a life for yourself and things like that. But giving 100% of yourself 100% of the time to your partner and excluding other people from your life is not only going to like harm those friendships, but it's putting you in a very vulnerable position. So God forbid if that relationship ends, where are you? Like, what are you doing? And I've seen it happen to people I know and friends that I've lost where I'm like, dude, like, you cut everyone off, you got into a relationship ended, you had nobody.
Yeah.
So what was the point of giving yourself to someone to that degree? You have to protect yourself a little bit, and part of that comes with taking care of your other relationships.
100%. And like the only thing I'll tack on to what you guys said is like obviously from the other side, like the only thing that like that I sometimes comes to mind when it comes down to the balance is that like when you do enter a relationship, like listen to your friends. Like really, like obviously it sometimes can be hard because at the end of the day, like I don't want to give a pessimistic point of view, but like it is hard to trust everyone with your blind faith because sometimes friends who you've known for 10 years end up being shady. Yeah. And then obviously sometimes partners that you've been with for 10 years end up being shady. So it is difficult in that sense. But I would say like if you are the type of person who knows that you've cultivated the right friendships, you can trust your friends with like literally your life, like listen to your friends and like really, really, really be diligent with that because I've had friends who have entered, whether it be relationships, talking stages, things, right? And it's like, I have been like, watch out, and then like I was right. And so that's the most sickest part about it because a lot of times like it is hard to sometimes go to your friends
and they're mad at you.
It's true.
Like, you picked the one that was messed up.
No, literally. And it's like,
sorry.
But it's like even going to them sometimes can be like, because you don't know how they'll take you being like, I don't know, or whatever. But I think that's something that you two like do really, really well. It's like when we do sometimes talk about things and whatever, or like whatever, even if I haven't, but even if I did have a concern, I know that if I went to either of you and I was like, listen, like I'm not, like I'm a little hesitant or whatever, or I caught something, I think you should be aware of this. I know you would take it with full respect. So
friendships are checks and balances, bro. When it comes to a relationship, like let them be.
And please do not pour yourself into a man that you've known for like less than a day. Like I'm being so serious. I'm being so serious. Like same thing, but like my mom said, like obviously you two have been in very, very long-term relationships. It's most of people who are like just entering relationships or whatever, they're new. Like please be aware of like actually giving too much of yourself to your partner when they are not necessarily deserving of it just yet. You know, I think there is a bit of a priority when it comes down when you are entering your 20s, and obviously you're trying to get married, especially when you hit like your older 20s. But please still be aware because like you really, really don't know what snake is in the grass. And like as someone who like I recently went through like a really interesting dating experience, like I'm glad I didn't give everything into that person because like hello, like what if I did? And like, you know, I had friends who were like, Sophie, be careful. And what if I was like, no, fuck you. No, I'm serious. So it's like just be careful.
That's true.
Yeah. And so we are going to quickly segue into Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
And then we're gonna wrap up.
We're gonna wrap it up. We have just like a little bit of like a fun little like interactive thing that we put out on our Instagram, which will be
follow the
right
Instagram.
Here. Please follow it, and then the next time we send out a post, you can be a part of the next episode as well.
Yes, you can.
So what we did for this week, we're on the concept of, or the topic of friendship, things like that. So we asked you guys if you guys are familiar with Reddit and the AI.
Am I the
asshole?
Am I the asshole? People send in submissions. It's anonymous, sorry. And then we basically read it and then we give our insights.
Yeah.
So, well, maybe we'll do two if we have enough time.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do the first one. Obviously, all anonymous. So, Sophie, I'm going to ask you to read one of our submissions.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
If possible.
Yes, I forgot I'm going first.
Yes. And then from there, we'll just, Rheign hasn't heard this yet.
Yeah,
so we're going to read it. We're going to give like a quick piece of advice because we gotta wrap this episode up. And then we'll move on to the second one and then we'll do that as well.
Yes. Okay. It reads as follows. For my friend's B-Day weekend, I got this person's friends to get her and her friends into a booth at a club. I got her a bottle and everything. During that night, her Super Puff was stolen out of the car. I'm assuming this is like whoever's sending this information, this individual's car or their friend's car. I offered to help her get a new one. She thought I meant I'd buy her a new one. On the day that I got paid, she asked me to buy it, and I said I couldn't because I had to pay for school. She then argued with me, saying that if it was her, she would buy me a jacket. This person then said in brackets, mind you, she didn't even show up to my birthday dinner, ... end bracket.
Oh my God. Time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner.
Birthday dinner is always controversial, bro.
Always.
Please continue.
I finally agreed after she fought me and even told me to get my parents to buy it. Right after I bought her the jacket, she blocked me on everything. Am I the asshole?
Oh my God.
Isn't that sick?
Dude, I
Sick.
just searched up, why is a Super Puff like $300?
It's
they're not
expensive.
cheap.
No. And
Yeah.
like this person like is in school, probably maybe has a part-time job. Like, whoa.
Wow.
That's sick. So she got her a bottle. She did all like
They got her section at a club. Like that's mind you, bottles are not like cheap. They're expensive. Like bottles are like $400-$500. Like and a section like this person and probably their friends probably spent like each, depending if it's a small friend group, like $500. It's like $1,000. Like,
that's insane. And now she wants a $300 Aritzia.
well, no, she got it and then she blocked her.
Yeah. She paid. Oh.
She paid. So this individual who sent the submission paid, got her Super Puff, gave it to her, and then when she gave it to her, she blocked her.
You'd think that she was the one who stole the jacket.
No, literally. Maybe
She hid it.
maybe this friend is like, oh yeah, like you must have stolen my jacket, which is like crazy though, because it's like why would your
make that
friend?
assumption?
I
Yeah.
don't understand how some people expect this much out of their friendships. And this
I wouldn't
is
have bought the jacket.
insane
That's
to me because
crazy.
it's like people will come up with such a warped idea of what happened in like a situation
Literally.
and run with it to this extent because she blocked her and still thinks that this
She
person is
stole
wrong.
no,
Jacket or
literally.
something happened.
Yeah.
Evil.
That's evil. Are you the asshole? No.
No.
Like this
Not
is
at all.
It's like I would not have bought the jacket. You are a better person than I was. I would have been like, I'm sorry that happened to you. But what does that have to do with me?
Yeah.
But what does it have to do with you? Like, did I steal it? Like,
Yeah.
do you like? So no, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
bought it.
I think the wording confused the person. Oh, I'll take you to buy a new jacket, whatever. I would never assume that means you're going to pay for my
for the
jacket.
jacket.
But some people are tone deaf. So sometimes you have to watch out with how you
Ask your
speak to
mom
them.
and dad to buy me the
To push, like when the boundary was set and I said, hey, I can't do that, to then push me or to suggest that I should get my parents to pay for that, that's crazy.
No, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Because if someone offers and they're like, okay, like I'll help you.
Yeah.
For me, I always take that as like a grain of salt. I'm always like, no, you're not.
If anything, it would be
Exactly.
I'm gonna put some money
Money
towards it
towards
to
it.
help you buy it back.
Literally.
Yeah.
And that
At
she was
most.
probably just feeling like, hey, I'm being courteous.
Yeah. Oh, you know how some people are just like, oh, I'll help you do that. Like, kind of like they throw it out
I
there.
can't believe then she
No.
got blocked.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Sick. I'm so sorry.
Used and abused. I am
not the
sorry.
asshole.
Sorry
I
to
am
you.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
All right.
That's
Okay,
it.
wait. So there was two more. Which one should we do? The second or the third one?
The third. Oh, they were all really good.
They were good, but we do not have enough time. We need to pick.
Let's do the third one. I would say.
The third one.
Oh wait, there's the
No, let's do the second one.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't we just combine the two? Let's do that. Like I feel like they kind of overlap a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know how they would, but do you want to say it out loud then?
Oh sure. This person reads. Okay. Is I am not supporting my best friend who messed up bad, but it's an ethically twisted situation. Am I the asshole? And maybe we'll say in that tangent, like, am I the asshole for like distancing myself from my friend but not communicating that with them? Yeah. Am I the asshole?
Because, it's hard. Because obviously this is anonymous, but people don't want to be sending in their
situation.
Because I don't know what ethically twisted POV
Yeah.
It
means.
depends what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I
Context
think,
matters.
it kind of goes into what we talked about earlier when we were talking about, I'm just going off the assumption maybe something like politics, or maybe it's something like they cheated on their partner, or maybe they did this, or they did that. Like, I don't know what ethically twisted
Yeah.
means. It sounds like you did something bad.
Moral well, why don't you say what the line is for you? Like, say what the line is for you, where you're like, okay, like if it's anything this, I'm done. Anything
Well,
before that,
this is what I'm saying. Like, when I'm hearing ethically twisted, I'm going under the assumption that you just did something that is morally wrong.
Yeah.
I think if that includes a very bad crime that could get you 25 to life, then I'd be like, bro, we got a distance, you know? But if it's like something lesser, like maybe you just like, it's messed up. But let's say like, it's gonna sound bad, but if this is my homegirl, you know? And like let's say like she home wrecked a relationship. That's bad. Like we're gonna have
that's kind of funny.
Yeah, because I'm sick. But like
sick.
I would have a really, you know, we talk about it.
Yeah.
But I might be able, depending on what you did, who the other people were, and how close we are, I might be able to get over that hump. But for me, the context is so important because I'm like, if we're not that close anyway, and I hear you home wrecked a relationship, I'd be like, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because it speaks to your own moral character.
Yes.
Regardless of what it is, however, I would just say that if there's a situation where your friend is doing something that you can classify as ethically twisted, what does that say about them as a person? What's stopping that person from turning around and doing the same thing to you? I don't think you're the asshole for setting a boundary because you feel like, you know, that kind of behavior could then be translated on you. To me, this person is just like saving themselves from a messed up future situation.
How do you go?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, definitely, yes, it depends on the situation. I don't want to come up, like, with potential examples. I couldn't think of anything. Because I don't know, like, obviously, if you do something that, like, you know I would not agree with, how do I move forward with that? Again, I think, I don't know if I could say you are or you aren't, because one side is, the friend did something that obviously was disappointing to hear, clearly didn't align with your values and morals. Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, why would you want to be friends with someone like that? But the distancing yourself without communicating, that's where I'm like, I don't know.
Just let them know why you're ending it.
I guess, like, I don't know. I'm a big, like, I don't like the idea of friendships just ending because of nothing. Yeah. Or at least the perception of nothing. Depending on a relationship. Again, there's so many variables. But if this was a long-term friend, because clearly, like, the fact that they did something like that is upsetting you for a reason. So it they probably meant something to you. Yeah. So I do think that, like, hey, that was low-key weird. Yeah. We gotta stop this.
We gotta stop it.
And, you know, I'm not saying that you go ghost, but at least you said what you had to say. You said your piece. Yeah, if they try to retaliate, then you can handle it how you like to, either ghost or have the conversation. But at least you got that out of the way.
At least you can hear that they did something wrong.
Exactly. And your conscience is clear. And maybe that'll help them be more aware. Like, who knows?
No, it's true. It's true. Okay. Oh, go ahead. Beautiful. Literally, honestly, I'll take this in two parts. Like, when it comes down to your friend doing something ethically wrong, like, listen, I'm no saint myself, but I will say, like, context does matter. Like, I have, like, there's, like, probably 2 or 3 things that, like, come to my head where I'm like, okay, like, if a person did this, I really, really, really couldn't be friends with them. Like, obviously, like, you should not be, like, out here, like, assaulting people. I've talked about that before. Yeah. Please don't be doing that. Stop. I'm going to put the flashback from that episode. Like, I think cheating is actually one of the worst things you can do to a person that you're in a relationship with. Like, aside from assaulting them, like, I think...
Oh, my God.
Sure. Oh, sorry.
Why would she say that?
Why would I say that? You know, like, I think, like, when it comes to my own moral compass, like, I'm of the mind where it's, like, something not specifically happening to me, I can kind of... We can kind of try to see if we can work it out, right? So, like, when it comes down to that thing where it's, like, if your homegirl cheated, like, I'm not saying that, like, I would yes or no, but I'm just saying, like, that's something I could talk and we could kind of figure it out. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't me. I'm not being directly impacted. I just, it's kind of one of those things. So it really just depends on your own moral compass. I'm not going to say whether or not you are the asshole or not. Just, like, but I think if you do have a valid reason, you're not. Just communicate that with them. But then I would say, like, if you're distancing yourself from your friends without communication, like, to me, that triggers the fuck out of me. Like, don't even start. Don't start with that. Honestly, like communicate with your friends. Like, especially when you have put time and effort into your friendships. Yeah. Please, like, the simplest thing you can do.
Going ghost is so evil.
It's actually evil because it messes up with your brain chemistry. Yeah. Because, like, you don't know what happened. Yeah, and, like, from my, like, as a person who, like, I want to know and I want to communicate, and, like, even if we're going to go our separate ways, like, let's just talk about it and, like, do that. Like, having friends who have like given me like a crumb of information and gone, you're like literally you're evil, you're a bad friend, I'm dropping you, and it makes no sense to me, is so bonkers. If you do that, I don't like you.
Oh my gosh.
You're evil.
No, but it's evil. Like,
no, it's
really
evil spirited because there should be no reason why you can't pick up the phone and be like, hey, this has been bothering me. I've been thinking about it for a long time. Either A, get your act together, or B, we're done.
Yeah.
If they don't, then you go, I told you already, we're done.
Yeah,
like it's so simple. And stop giving dumb excuses for why you want to end a friendship. If you don't want to be friends with a person, just tell them that. Like,
yeah,
what?
I know, seriously.
Honestly, don't give them an excuse. Yeah. That's it.
It comes down to maturity.
Please.
And, we're just so mature, the three of us. So
we are. And
why would anyone want to end a friendship with us?
Well, except for weird people.
Anyways, well, we've covered a lot of, base.
Good stuff.
Really good stuff.
I think that was a great episode. Rheign, how do you feel?
I feel great. It was wonderful coming on.
Yeah.
Very grateful that you guys were able to have me.
Of course. I know we couldn't squeeze her in season 1. So
that's okay.
We got her in as soon as we could, season 2.
New year, new us, right?
No,
yes.
Oh, new year, new you? No, 100%. It was such a fun episode.
Yeah.
And, I really hope you guys had some really good takeaways from that. Just love people and love them right.
Yeah.
Honestly, love them.
That's beautiful, Sophie.
Wow.
Philosopher Sophie, of course. We already know that I'm writing a book.
Sophie once came up to me and said, I came up with this new quote. She had just woken up. And she goes, without struggle, there is no progress. And I said, so do you really think you came up with that?
And I did. And I'm going to trademark that. And it's going to be in my philosophy book that's coming out in 5 years. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
We'll be awaiting.
Just like Raquel's cookbook. That's never coming out.
$36.99 plus shipping.
You guys are funny. But no, it's honesty. Seriously. You've seen us and you've seen how beautiful, our friendship is. And, obviously, I hope that you can
foster some of the same ones.
Yeah, take some things away from that. Just love people, guys.
Yeah, I know we talked a lot of. I feel like some of our episodes were just like, hey, this is what's bad, this is what's bad, this is what's bad, this is what's bad. Yeah. That's important. It's about learning.
It is about learning.
Political science students, that's all we talk about. What's
true.
bad. But the point is getting to recognize some of the behaviors that may, be harmful to you. Yes. And also just a reminder to all you beautiful people that just because you're entering this new phase of your life, if you are the same age as us, or you're older, you're younger, whatever it is, you're not doing this by yourself. It's not unusual for you to be experiencing friendships in the way that we've talked about it today because it's happening to everybody.
Yes.
And that's part of the reason we come on and we say it out loud so you have a little bit of solidarity because it doesn't matter sometimes what kind of person you are. Yeah. There will just be friendships that don't work out and sometimes that's just for my religious people, that's God taking these people out of your life. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. No. God hears conversations that you don't. It's true. And you just have to be thankful for some of these friendships, dissolving and know that better ones and stronger relationships are coming to replace them soon enough.
Absolutely. And the same logic works if you're not religious. The universe, she's always listening and she's always working, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just know that you're divine. You're divinely blessed, bro. You're blessed in your favor.
We're blessing you.
We're blessed. Blessings fall by me right hand, bro.
All right, coffee.
Anyway, we really hope you enjoyed this episode. We're gonna be right back, same room with a new topic next week. Banger, 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 banger. But of course,
apologies.
I know bangers.
This is a banger, and I know bangers. I know bangers.
I know bangers.
I know bangers. That's for you.
Thank you for coming on this episode. You're kisses. You're such a lovely guy.
We love you.
We love you.
Of course.
But until next time, peace out, FamJam.
Yo, slash. I'ma go hit from the back, and I keep me a mat in my backpack. If a nigga want smoke, he can have that. Fashion knowing Jesus make a ass fat. Say you shooting shit up at this rat cat. Got a brand new whip, but I crashed that. Shorty saw me too good, pay the cash at. Slack, cop foreign wet, make matte black. Cop foreign bitch, shoving on the dick, bounce up down, made her ass clap. Need a little jack, not a